welcome to another Minecraft video, guys. It has been a little bit. We're just gonna jump right into this because I don't want to hold us up. Well, this is post-editing. I will keep us from being held up any longer. So this is a new start within the same world that we were in prior. Difference is I've deleted a bunch of chunks towards, I think, the east that was planned but never used because we've moved into obviously 1.21.8. So the purpose is kind of get back on my feet with recording. We're going to start anew with a new starter home of sorts with some extra little plans, though my heart goes to different ideas that I like for kind of like the end and whatnot, but we aren't to that point as I don't just want to continue jumping into things and then getting sidetracked as I build them. So this is the solution. We're going to go on an adventure. We're going to skip a bunch of that because I got sidetracked multiple times. I'll speak of that again. But we're going to explore this new world. I'll try to remember that in the next episode. Let's jump to post majority of the adventure. Alright, so I've been wandering in the desert essentially, like the Israelites wandering aimlessly. I may have gotten sidetracked and gathered a bunch of iron from a I don't know what it's called, but one of the mountaintops that allows you to find that. I think we're gonna go this way through this mesa, as I kind of want to use terracotta at some point. We're gonna keep wandering. We're gonna find a perfect point to build a starter house and hopefully a city is kind of what I want to go for. Some sort of a more or less modern town with back alleys and different houses, whether they're empty or not. So that's the aim. We're going to keep aimlessly walking through this desert and hopefully we'll find potentially suitable land over there after I sleep. Well, guys, we have found a suitable location for us, and I think this is going to turn out pretty well. A bunch of trees back there, good rolling hills back that way, and we're going to need to chop down a bunch of these trees, so it's going to be a time-lapse time because I enjoy watching that, and hint, hint, I may have forgotten that I have a mod that makes leaves disappear quickly, so it's not going to be as enjoyable, but it's a time lapse nonetheless. So we're going to get to that. Gonna smelt up these iron during the same time frame, and we'll go from there. Well, I hope you enjoyed that time lapse as much as I enjoyed putting it together. It is always fun to see trees getting chopped down in a quick fashion versus going through the process of chopping them down. But we have our spoils and we are happy with them. I'm probably going to show it very, very soon in this. Here we go. Yeah, spoils. But our next aim is to start the build that I've been planning, and that build happens to be a prairie house based mainly off of Little House on the Prairie. Me and my wife have been watching it. I'll probably get into that more while we're building it, and it's going to be snippets of me doing that. Ultimately, this is a fun build for me because it's something that we both enjoy, and well, it's going to be fun. And I've got some ideas to try out in this video, and we'll see if they work or not. But let's not hold you up from the fun part. We'll hop over to the building. So we're testing right here what color scheme I want and where at. I thought that the red sand might be a good choice, but ultimately I didn't like it as much. So we go with building in the plains. Okay, so to start out our build, I focused on the chimney as that is the most central part of a house. And especially on a prairie, that was kind of your central location that you cared about. Heated everything, and then we moved on to the structure, which I kind of had a plan on, where again, as the fireplace is the central point, I utilize that as 2 points of structure on either side, so the fireplace could face inside, not towards any of the exterior walls, so to speak, that were close to it. And then we just kind of went building. I checked out the roof via screenshots from the TV show, and I realized that it's a very interesting style. So you have, because with the two Ingle girls sleep, you have to have enough headroom to, live and interact. They actually had it slightly taller and steepled on the one side, and then it was a easy gradient from the other, so it wasn't as steep, which I found interesting because I hadn't noticed that during the watching of the show because you're more focused on the characters. I think the interior was the most fun because I had to be clever. Had to start with the stove that Caroline uses, because that is a central point of homemaking and home care. I figured the central point of the rest of it would be the table, as in the prairie you didn't do much other than live and work and play. So inside time was more for prep. I had some fun with the figuring out how to kind of implement the same look. The upstairs has short tables and stuff that the girls work at. I can't remember if there's a chair. I feel like there is. We throw that in the corner and make it kind of look like it's been scooped back. So ultimately, as we look at the build, I'd love critiques on how to change it. Should I drop down the one block, kind of make it a little shorter, and then lengthen it maybe 2 blocks so we can fit in a little bit more room for the front room? I mean, the bedrooms I feel turned out perfect for the size and logic of what they would have had to live with. And remember, this is a starter home, and we're going to build a farm style storage location next to the build, so we don't have to really worry about fitting things into our little TV show house, which would get muddled up with a chess monster of ultimate proportions. All right, this is alternate house show. All right, guys, so we have gotten this done. I think it looks fantastic. Again, it's very blah, but if you're basing it off of a prairie house, you had the same wood everywhere. I broke it up with a red table, which I think is complementary. Brings your eyes in this way, and then you kind of go around. Uh, yeah, I think it looks good. I think breaking that down looks good. do think it could use a drop down on this level. So leave down in the comments like what your thoughts are. I think this tail looks okay. If you have other ideas, it would be appreciated. But yeah, this is our little prairie house that we're gonna live out of for a while. It won't be where we put storage. We're gonna put storage into a storage house somewhere on the side here. Maybe attach it with a barn. Go wrangle one of these lovely horses. But yeah, I think this has turned out really well. I'm really happy with it. So with that, I think this is how we're going to close with a little sunset on our prairie house. I appreciate those who have joined us. I'm hoping to get back into this recording thing. I only have about an hour and a half, maybe only an hour a morning to prep, set up, record. So I don't know if it's every week that I'm going to have an episode out, but every 2 weeks, hopefully, as we begin to take hold of this location on this world. So I appreciate your comments that you're going to leave down below. If you liked, like. If you didn't like, dislike, and leave in the comments why, because I want to better myself. And this is Old Snowy Father signing out, headed to care for his little snowflake. Bye!